boogity, boogity, get up on your feet.
Oh, sorry, you caught me. I was just reading AllWaltrip.com about all the things I said about Kyle Busch and all the wonderful comments that people are making about my story about Kyle Busch. Folks, take a deep breath, okay? Relax. Look, why, let me ask you a question. Why would I say that I think Kyle Busch could possibly be the best driver I've ever seen? Why would I say that? I mean, what would be the payoff for me, okay? I mean, do you think someone's paying me to say that I think Kyle Busch could be possibly the best driver that's ever been in NASCAR? I say that based on fact. I look at the record. Look, did I not race against David Pearson, Richard Petty, Cale Yarborough, Bobby Allison, all those Hall of Famers? Did I not race against those guys? Do you think I was just passing through and didn't notice how good they were or what they could do? So I'm just telling you. I'm speaking from the voice of experience. And look at me. Look, do I not look like I got a lot of experience? I mean, I know I'm in pretty good shape for the shape I'm in, but I'm just telling you, I've been there, I've watched. And it's not just about how many wins you have. It's about how you win. And it's about how you win and against the competition that you're racing with. Richard Petty has 200 wins. I'm not sure that those 200 wins are as impressive as Kyle's 101 are. And let me tell you why. Don't go, just chill out. Richard, back in the day, ran 60-some races in a year. And a lot of them were 100-milers, 100-lappers, some of them on dirt tracks. They all counted, but they were not what you and I would consider quality wins, not by today's standards. And so that 200 win mark, if you want to say Kyle's 101 is a little fictitious, I say the 200's a little fictitious, okay? It's just the way I see it. When the modern era started in 1972, kind of washed all that what had happened up to that point, washed it away. It wasn't there anymore, officially. Certainly the records are still there. But from 72 to right now, the three winningest drivers in that era are me, Bobby Allison, and Jeff Gordon. Well, actually, Bobby Allison, some of those wins he had were before 72. So it's really me and Jeff Gordon. And we both have 84 wins. Those are wins. Those are Cup wins. And those are, Kyle Busch has 23 Cup wins. So if you want to say, okay, well, he has 23 out of 84, not even close. I would agree. But he does have 101 wins in the NASCAR series. And today, with the quality of competition in trucks, nationwide, and Cup, that's a big number. So we can argue about who's the best and who's got the most wins. Here's the two things that Kyle has to do to put himself in that elite, maybe greatest of all time driver category for me. He's got to win a championship. And it'd be good if he could win multiple championships. Because I have 3, Jeff Gordon has 4, you know, Richard has 7, Dale had 7, Jimmy Johnson's got 5. And so you could easily say, well, he can't be that great because he had never won a championship. He's a young man. He's got a lot of racing in it ahead of him. So if he can get his act together, control his emotions, not get all riled up every time something goes wrong, and can win some championships along with what he's already done, folks, like it or not, he is probably the greatest driver I've ever seen in our sport. Sorry. Now, there's still some ifs. But I'm just telling you, right now, the way he's going, with what I've seen and what I know, this kid could be the greatest driver that's ever been in NASCAR. I know that makes Dale Earnhardt fans upset. I know that might make Richard Petty fans upset. But I'm just telling you from an objective standpoint of view. And hey, I'm throwing off on myself. You know, I could say I'm the greatest driver that ever drove a stock car. Well, I have said that, but someone else could say that. But nonetheless, I'm just telling you, keep an eye on this kid. I know you don't like him. I know he's got a lot of problems, and I know he's got off-track issues. He doesn't worry about that right now. You know, I heard somebody ask me the other day, said, why can't he just be like Mark Martin? He will. He'll be just like Mark Martin when he's 52. So anyway, didn't get to visit with you last week. Congratulations to Marcus Ambrose. Go out on a limb again. You know me, I like to be out there, you know. Somebody got that womp, womp, that's that chainsaw, you know, when you get on that limb. Marcus Ambrose may be the greatest road racer I've ever seen him. I didn't race with. I saw Dan Gurney drive at Riverside and won in the Wood Brothers car. I saw Mark Donahue win in Roger Penske's Matador. I saw Bobby Allison, Ricky Rudd, Rusty Wallace, you name it. I've seen them, Tony Stewart. I've seen them all on a road course. Marcus Ambrose can do things on a road course I've never seen anybody else be able to do. So when I see him in a stock car against the competition that we race against today, I put him at the top of my list as the best road racer I've ever seen in NASCAR. So again, good guy. Think he's great for the sport. Has a wonderful fan following from Australia, and I like the guy. And he's a great, great road racer. And congratulations to him on his win at Watkins Glen last week. You know, Michigan race was another one of those KB shows. The race started off, I guess it rained, you know, it rained pretty hard there on Saturday night. So the track was real green when the race started. And I think that's why we saw some comers and goers. I think that's why Greg Biffle started on pole, had a bad fast car. Looked like he was going to dominate that race. But the track went through a huge change. This new tire Goodyear has, when we talk about the track rubbering up, it literally does rubber up. This tire they've got now puts a real layer of rubber on the surface. If you want to notice it, if you want to watch under a caution, how sometimes riding around you can see actually the cars pick up the rubber that's been laid down. This new tire is, it's created some issues for some of these guys, like Tony Stewart for one, comes to mind, maybe even Dale Jr. But this new tire does some crazy things. It's a great tire, great durability, but that's what happened Sunday. Track changed. Biffle's new crew chief, maybe he wasn't that familiar with things like that happening during a race, and the car got away from him. On the other hand, Kyle Busch and Jimmy Johnson, their cars came alive. And of course, Kyle won the race, beat Jimmy on the last restart there. So another great performance by the 18 car. Big win for Toyota at Michigan. We always go there, we say it every year. It's kind of the manufacturer's backyard, and there's a lot of pride at stake. Was the house that Jack built, but I'm starting to think it might be the house that Joe is rebuilding, Joe Gibbs, because Toyota's been pretty strong here. Hamlin won, and now Kyle has won. So we're headed to my house. That's the house that DW built. Give me some credit. I got 12 wins. Hey, I ain't no slow leak when it comes to Bristol now. I can get it done. It's one of my favorite tracks. You ever tie a rock on a rope? You know, get a rock on a rope, swing it around? That's kind of what Bristol feels like. You're like a rock on a rope, and you just go around and around and around for 500 laps. It sounds boring, but man, it's anything but. And I tell you, I know the last couple of races up here, people said that they changed the track and it's not as good. Let's see how it looks after Saturday night's race. I bet you there's some guys with some agendas. There's some guys that are desperate for wins. There's some guys trying to get in the top 10. There's some guys trying to win a race to make the chase. There's a lot going on this weekend at Bristol. And then the other thing we'll have to keep an eye out for is if Kyle can win Wednesday night. Trucks on Wednesday night, don't forget. Nationwide Friday night, Cup Saturday night. The night lights. I love the nightlife at Bristol. Yeah, you get down in there and you get those fumes. You get that feel, you get that smell, you get that sound. That's Bristol, baby.